welcome to another episode of Entrepreneurs and Fuego. We're documenting the journey of incredible entrepreneurs and incredible people. My best friend, Neel Mehta, man. How you doing, man?
Doing good, doing good. Thank you for having me on the show.
I thank you for coming to the show. EPIFINDER.
Yeah.
Tell us about the technology that you have right now, because it's helping doctors save patients and make incredible decisions.
Yes. So the objective of our technology is to empower doctor-patient relationship. So doctors don't have time because they have patient after patient after patient all day. And the patients complain that the doctor just sees me for like 4 minutes, 5 minutes and doesn't listen to me. So what we have done is we have an app for both the doctor as well as the patient. So the patient, before they go and visit the doctor, they fill out all the things what is going on with them up front. So by the time they reach to the doctor, now they are able to see, now the doctor is able to see all the things which is going on with the patient, and then they can ask additional questions.
So normally, let me understand this. So normally the procedure when you go to the doctor, first, you know, your appointment is at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
But 1:30, 2:30,
2:30.
and you're going in. And, but before even you see the doctor, you have to fill out all this questionnaire, all your symptoms and everything else. So by the time that you see the doctor, there's a lot of time that has been wasted.
Yes.
Right?
And what happens like currently when the patient goes to the clinic or the hospital, they are filling the information at that point.
Right.
So doctors don't have a time, by the time they see the patient, that information is fresh. But what if I say that an application allows doctors to see that information even before the patient comes to the clinic? So now they have a better understanding of what is going on with the patient by the time they see the patient in the examination room. So that is what we have done. And in order to prove that, our first focus is on epilepsy, because it's a difficult condition and very hard to diagnose. It happens in
because there are many forms of epilepsy.
Yeah, there are many forms of epilepsy.
Sure.
So for each form of epilepsy, there is a different medication and a different treatment. Over 40% of the patients are being misdiagnosed in US alone.
Right. I was going to say that there's a great risk from the doctors, even as it is a specialist, to misdiagnose the type of epilepsy, and of course by misdiagnosing the epilepsy, they're going to mistreat it. They're
Yes.
It's just not going to. So all right. So go ahead.
Yeah, so 1 in 26 people are being affected by epilepsy at any point in their lifetime. So the number is huge. It's not as huge as like cancer or diabetes, but it's unfortunately growing. Fortunately for business, it's positive. So what we have done is how we can empower doctor-patient interaction in the form of when they are diagnosing epilepsy patient. And they do it utilizing our application. And what it allows the doctor to think is, why not this and why this? And kind of think differently a little bit. You know, at the end of the day, the doctor is the one who is going to provide the medication, provide the treatment.
Sure.
But we are helping them in the decision-making process.
Because there's so much information.
There is so much overload. There is so much overload. And there is no application out there which consolidates, compiles the patient data, map it to our like an artificial intelligence-led algorithm, which we do,
right,
and allows an effective decision-making by the doctor.
The question is, how accurate is your artificial intelligence software that is helping the doctors? Is it fairly accurate? Is it reliable?
Yeah, great question. And in clinic or whenever you're talking about a biomedical concept, you have to make sure that you are not misinforming a physician, right?
Sure.
Because it's a liability. You are not only dealing with a machine, you are dealing with the lives of people, which is very important. So what we have done is we have started working with experts in the field of epilepsy. They are known as epileptologists. So super expert doctors who spend more than 20 years of their life just studying epilepsy alone. And they are at Mayo Clinic, Phoenix Children's Hospital, there is epilepsy care centers here in Arizona. So we have worked with them over the past 2 years and kind of tweaked our system based upon their experiential knowledge and what is out there in the form of the data, the science, and have consolidated all that information into our database so that our results, what comes out, is much more accurate, much more powerful, and now the doctor can use that information with more confidence.
The reception from the doctor, does the doctor see this application as a threat, or do they see it as a tool for them to be assisted?
Definitely, it's more on the second point which you mentioned, that we are assisting them, right? Each one of us has a fear that the technology or the devices are going to replace us eventually, right? And we are the ones who are creating it. It's like, it's a creative destruction. We are creating something to destroy something. So what we have done is that the patient can fill out the information, but they will not know what's going on, because by the time they submit all the information on our application, it just says them, thank you for your time, your doctor will have more information. So that prevents them from self-diagnosing themselves or thinking, oh, they have this, and actually they don't have anything, right?
Sure.
And the second thing is, unless the doctor sees all the information, they cannot prescribe a medication. So at the end of the day, even if our application comes up with the differential, like different probabilities in terms of epilepsy, different types of epilepsy, it is, at the end of the day, it's the doctor's liability, responsibility, and the experience and the education which comes together to say that, okay, Mr. X, patient X, you are having this kind of epilepsy, and then they write it off. So this just allows them as like a second opinion or something which helps them in a day-to-day process.
You've been working on this thing for how long now?
We started working back in 2014. At that time, it was kind of a research concept. Me and my co-founder, Robert, kind of started bouncing off ideas. We started thinking, okay, how about we do this? How about we do that? From there, since now we have incorporated, we have early customers, we have partnership with various local hospitals out of town, especially in Colorado, Austin, Texas, and now we have a team of 18 members.
18, and so the biggest challenge, because after all, obviously this is helping the doctors make a more informed, better decisions, helping everybody, right? But your biggest challenge, because at the end of the day, this is a business.
Yeah, this is a business.
This is a business. Your biggest challenge thus far as a business person, what has that been?
Where we are right now, we wanted to be at that point last year, right? And that's like a constant struggle, because the domain in which we are is not like end consumer. It's not a mobile application that, okay, you build it and then you like blast it on Facebook, blast it on
it's not Uber,
and everyone can start using it, and then you have that. Everyone aims for that reverse hockey stick, right? The exponential growth that, okay, you guys came out of nothing and within 2 years you have 1 million users. That is not possible in healthcare. So when we started that, there were two things in our mind. One, that of course this will be for profit because we are using technology to empower doctors, to empower patients. But the second key objective for us is to give back, to advance the science as well as to improve people's life, right? So how can we combine both the things, make money, but at the same time impact healthcare, healthcare overall. So we know that, we jumped into that, and we are growing slowly but steadily.
And you have an app?
Yes, we have an app.
Can you show us?
Sure.
So we're going to try to...
Let's see. Like this?
Yep, we can see it right here, and it's EPIFINDER, if we can see it right here. And so that's for the doctor who's got a password right there, and there's a login information. And when they go to EPIFINDER, that's where the interaction starts. And for the patient, then they would be something similar, but for the patient as well.
So you just change the doctor to the patient, and then each patient have their unique user name and password. Each doctor has their own accounts. So we have multiple accounts, and we make sure that none of the accounts overlap. There is a lot of database. There is a lot of layers goes into the.
This is incredibly exciting, man.
Thank you,
Neel Mehta.
Yes.
I tell you what, man. This thing is just so radical and so technologically advanced that sometimes it's so difficult for us, just the neophytes and the regular people to wrap our heads around. But
Yeah.
here you are, you're doing this thing. And who's the person who actually programs all this thing? You?
No, we have a team.
have a
I
team.
wouldn't take the credit. We have software developers, we have biological sciences experts on our team.
And they're working 24/7. You probably have them in a little room like this and
Yes, we work out of Skysong offices.
Skysong offices.
Yes. So
Amazing stuff. Best of luck, man.
Thank you.
You're going to have to come back again to give us a little update and see where you are.
sure.
Neel Mehta.
Sounds like a plan.
Changing the world. With that, we're out.